Oh man, Eric, you couldn't ask for a better spring day today. It did start off a little bit cool, but we improved pretty fast here. Look at today's low temperatures. We had temperatures close to freezing in our northernmost areas, Crystal River and Brooksville at 34, Zephyr Hills this morning 37. So these are pretty chilly morning temperatures. Clearwater, you guys started off at 46. Over by the airport, MacDill, they had 44 reading for that morning low temperature. Sarasota 48 and Tampa 50. Even inland, we had some lower 40s in Bartow, Plant City, Lakeland 41 to 43. That's those starting temperatures. But right now we are feeling pretty fine across Pinellas and Hillsborough County, currently sitting in the low to mid 60s along the coast. As we expand the picture and look at the rest of our beautiful counties here, we have some 70s that are still holding on, especially across our inland locations. Pointing out a few numbers here, Wauchula is sitting at 75, Frostproof at 77, feeling great out there with the lower humidity. Tampa and Lakewood Ranch sitting just under 70 degrees at 69, Clearwater pretty comfortable at 63, Newport Richey at 64. As we look at the next 12 hours, temperatures will gradually start to drop down into the 50s for tonight. So another night we will have a little bit of a chill to the air, but not quite as cold as it was last night and early this morning. As we look at our satellite and radar here, nice and dry. We do have a few high clouds that are passing over us, but that's not blocking out the sunshine, at least that last hour or so that we have of it. As we look at the bigger picture, high pressure is in control, keeping any rain away. We are looking at some rain in the forecast later on this week, but it's not going to arrive until we start the week, really close out March, and it's not going to be a super soaker. As we check out the humidity trend, you can just check out where those numbers are starting to rise, and you may have a little hint to when our next rainy system is coming. For tomorrow, by the way, our dew points will be low enough that the air still feels nice and refreshing, even though our afternoon high temperatures will be slightly warmer. For tonight, 52 for the overnight low. We have a few clouds. Again, not as chilly, but still on the cool side. Winds coming in from the northwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sun is setting around 7:43. Here we are walking through Futurecast. You can see tomorrow afternoon, again, we have a few high clouds out there. Shouldn't block the sun too much. As we look at our temperatures by noon, we're already sitting in the low to mid 70s. Moving forward into about 3-4 o'clock, we will have some breakage in that high cloud cover, allowing that sunshine to peek on through. By that time, temperatures really starting to warm up towards those daytime highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. As we move into Sunday night, those clouds clear out and we'll have a nice clear night ahead. For tomorrow, Valspar Championship, it's the final rounds. Those gates open at 7 a.m. And again, a beautiful picture perfect day for it out on the greens. We have by 3 p.m. temperatures rising into the lower 80s. Expected rainfall over the next couple of days. You can see we do have increasing rain chances come Tuesday, about a 20% chance. However, as you move deeper into the peninsula around southwest Florida, Fort Myers, Arcadia, around Cape Coral, and moving east of that, that's where you start to see the rain showers increase. It's not going to be a washout for us here around Tampa Bay, but if you have any friends that are across the southern end of the peninsula, they will have better rain chances than we will. Then we have another friendly front moving through on Thursday. That's really not giving us much here, maybe a raindrop or two. Finally, on your 7-day forecast, we're closing off March like a lamb, right? I think we started like a lamb too. So it was a pretty timid month. We really didn't have too much crazy weather. Last week was a little bit rocky, but otherwise beautiful month that we're recapping with. Temperatures for this next week, pretty close to average in the lower 80s. We have some lower 60s for those morning temperatures. Can't beat it. Couple clouds and again a stray shower or two come Tuesday and again on Thursday.
Colleen, thanks. Start to the morning. Definitely warming up nicely, though, today for those folks outside and doing all those wonderful things we saw. Meteorologist Colleen Campbell joining us now. Hi, Colleen.
Hey, Eric. Yeah, so it's the quiet season, right? We have our beautiful spring weather that you should take advantage of because rainy season will be here before we know it, and hurricane season too. Let's check out our time lapse that we have for tonight. Now this is facing towards the pier there in St. Petersburg, so you're not going to see the sunset on the horizon, but you will see the beautiful colors that we have out there. Very faint hues of pink and purple as that sun went down. And yeah, just a gorgeous view for tonight. Recapping today's almanac, today's daytime high reached to 71, which is slightly below average. Normally for Tampa, we're around 79 for this daytime high for this time of the year. The low temperature, however, was about 10 degrees below average, starting off at 50. And usually we're around 60 degrees. Temperatures right now feeling a little bit chilly out there. It's about a 4 to 5 degree difference. Going into tomorrow morning, we will have a slight chill, not quite as cold as this morning, but we're only gaining a degree or two.
Yep, lots of folks out to have sports for you coming up in a bit. But first, a look at weather. And here's Colleen.
Great day for baseball, or if you were going to any of those other community events, a festival. We had the Air Balloon Festival, but today's low temperatures, it did start off cold. This morning, if you were out and about around sunrise, we had some marks in Crystal River and Brooksville close to freezing at 34. Clearwater started off at 46. Over by the airport, MacDill, they were sitting at 44 this morning for that low temperature. 50 in Tampa, so that was the mildest mark. Sebring, Bartow, Winter Haven, also in the lower 40s for those observed temperatures. Right now, we are sitting a little chilly as well. It's not going to be quite as cold as it was last night, but we're only a few degrees milder. Right now, we have Crystal River sitting at 45, Brooksville sitting under 50, Newport Richey at 52. We do have some 60s that are spread across areas mainly south of Clearwater, St. Pete, all the way down to Sarasota. Moving inland, Wauchula sitting at a cooler 53, Bartow at 60, frostproof matching that. Getting some help from the Gulf, sitting at 66 currently, but we have a very light wind. We could have a little bit of patchy fog, but it shouldn't be too much to impact any morning commutes there, especially since we don't have that many folks on the road on a Sunday morning, right? Next 12 hours here leading into Sunday morning, we will have temperatures fall into the lower 50s. Again, not quite as crisp as last night and early this morning, but only a few degrees milder. A couple clouds helping us out as we move into the overnight hours. Here's our satellite and radar showing those clouds that have been filtering across the peninsula. High pressure in place. This high pressure will start to slide off into the Atlantic as we move into the week, and then a cold front will start to drop in. It's going to be a weaker front, so we're not expecting a ton of rain out of it. Satellite radar a little bit closer here. Again, you're just going to see the clouds because it's pretty quiet for tonight. Speaking of, by tomorrow morning, temperatures will start to fall towards those lower 50s. Some areas will tap into the 40s. We already have locations, our northernmost locations in the 40s at this time. A few clouds filtering in overnight. Winds stay light out of the northwest. Here's that future cast. As we walk through, you can see the clouds do start to break up by tomorrow afternoon. These are high clouds, so it's not going to filter out the sunshine too much, but you will see kind of an opaque look to the sky at times, especially in the morning. But as we move into the evening, we will have more breaks of sunshine just before sunset. As we look at tomorrow, we have the Valspar Championship final round. The gates open at 7 a.m. over there in Palm Harbor. Temperatures feeling great at 3 p.m. in Palm Harbor, around 80. As we look at the humidity trend, we will have those dew points start to increase as we move into this upcoming week. You know what that is? That's rain that we have in the forecast. Now, it's not going to be a widespread washout. In fact, most of the rain will be south of I-4 across the interior southern end of the peninsula. So a lot of this we will be missing out on, but areas like Polk County, south of that, Highlands County, DeSoto, you guys have the best opportunity as that friendly front passes on by. That's on Tuesday. A couple dry days ahead of that. Coming into Thursday, we will have an isolated sprinkle or two, but again, it's just from a couple friendly fronts that are coming our way. 7-day forecast here. Temperatures remain in the lower 80s for those daytime highs. You can see the average temperatures on your bottom of your screen there. So usually we're around 79 for this time of the year. So these temperatures are pretty seasonable as we close out our upcoming week of March, our final week of March, and continue with the spring-like weather.